Here is a close-up of the Luna Moth Shawl, and it started right here at the center back, and it's worked in rows. And now that I look at it closer, I realize that there are front and back post double crochet stitches in this, so it definitely is an intermediate skill. So I am going to show you rows 1 through 6, and then rows 7 through 39 will repeat rows 5 and 6, and then I will show you how to do rows 40 and 41, which is this beautiful little ruffled border. So to get started, you will need the alpaca yarn, and I will be using the color Petal Pink. It's like one of my favorite colors. There's a lot of beautiful colors in this yarn, and I'll be using a Deborah Norville crochet wood hook size H, and I love these because they're warm and very light to work with. So to start out, I need to create this tiny little row right here, and to do that I'll make a slip knot, and then I'll chain 4, and then it says to work 11 double crochets in the 4th chain from hook. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, or else it's the first chain that I made. So I just do 11 double crochets in that 4th chain from hook. There's 2. Okay, so if I look, I don't count this, I count each double crochet stitch. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I just need one more, and that's my 11 double crochets in the 4th chain from hook. And I can pull that later on before I sew this end in. I can pull that little chain tighter and sew my end in. But for right now, on to row 2. So I chain 3 and turn like this, and I skip the first double crochet and I front post double crochet over the next 2 double crochets. So it's called an XFPD, which is for an X, it's a crossed front post double crochet. So to do that, it tells you first to skip this stitch, and then to work a cross front post double crochet, you skip the next stitch. So it's where you're going to skip this stitch, and then you're going to work a cross front post double crochet over the next 2 stitches. So in those directions, it tells you to skip this stitch and front post around this stitch right here. So instead of going underneath those 2 loops like I usually do, I'm going to go around it. So I'm going to go from front to back, and then from back out to the front like that. So I'm working around the post, so that's why it's called a front post double crochet. Then I'm going to yarn over and bring that loop up, yarn over, draw through 2, and yarn over, draw through 2. So that's my front post double crochet. Now to cross over, you go back and work a front post double crochet over the skip stitch, or around the skip stitch. So now I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go back to the skipped double crochet right here, and I'm going to work a front post on the skipped double crochet. So like this and like this. So that's a crossed front post double crochet, and that's actually the first time I've ever done that. So now you chain 2 and repeat from star 4 times more. So 1, 2, chain 2, and then so now I'm going to be working 4 more X front post double crochet stitches, or cross front posts. So that's going to be over these 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's over my next 4 sets of 2 double crochets. So again, I did my chain 2. I'm not going to work in these stitches where I work the front post, and I'm going to skip the next double, and I'm going to front post around the next double like that. And now I am going to front post around the skip double, which is back here. So I'm working and I'm inserting my hook around the back of the double. Then I'm bringing a loop up, and then I'm completing a double crochet like that. So there's my second X, and then I chain 2 again, and then if you look at the next 2 stitches, I need to work over these 2. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to do a front post around this one, and then I'm going to go back to my skipped one and work a front post like that. And then I'm going to work over these 2 next. I'm going to skip this one, work a front post around this one, and go back and work a front post around the skipped one. And then I'm going to work over these 2 next. I'm going to work in that one. Then I'm going to do a front post around the skipped one, right in there, like that. Oh, I've been forgetting my chain 2s last couple ones. Okay. You got to have a chain 2 space between each one. Okay, so chain 2. Then over these, I'm going to work a front post here. I'm going to work a front post back on my skipped one, right there. Chain 2 every time, and then I'm going to work over these 2. I'm going to skip this one and work into this one, and then I'm going to go back and work a front post around the skipped one like that. Nice. Okay, so at the end of this repeat, it says it ends with a chain 2. And then it says double crochet in the last stitch. So my last stitch is actually the loops of the starting chain. So I'm just going to go and I see this was my first loop, my second loop, my third loop, and my fourth loop. So I'm going to go into that fourth loop and work a double crochet stitch like that. So this is the row 2 of this. So see how the little X stitches are in here? And some colors, depending on their dyes, like what's in the ingredients of their dyes or whatever, this one seems a little bit thicker. So it's just a difference in manufacturing the way it is. Because this is real light in here and more airy looking than what I have. But anyway, it's still going to be beautiful. Okay, so now I am going to chain 3 and turn. And then it says to back post double crochet around each of next 2 post stitches and then chain 2. Okay, so now I'm gonna this is the right side of my work, and now I'm gonna turn, and it says to chain 3 and then back post around the next 2. Okay, so these 2 post stitches back here, now I need to back post around them, back post double crochet. So I yarn over, I insert my hook from back to front and then front to back around that post stitch right there, and on the other side you can see it there, and I'm working around the side of it like that, and then I complete a double crochet stitch, and then I go around the next one, yarn over. I'm going to bring my hook around the back and grab this. Instead of going like this around it, all I'm doing is reaching around the back and bringing it, putting my hook that way around the back of it, and then I'm completing a double crochet around that. So on the front side it's still raised up like this, because you want on the right side of your shawl to always have this ridge showing, and the way you get that is by working those back post double crochets like that. So then after you do that, you chain 2, and then you double crochet in the chain 2 space, which is right here, just a normal double crochet, and then you chain 2, and then you back post around the next 2 post stitches. So you just go around your first one, and I'm in the back. I'm going, if you turn it, it looks like this. So that's what I'm doing in the back. I'm gonna yarn over and bring that forward, and then finish my double crochet there. And then same thing for this one. I'm gonna go in the back and back post around that one. Chain 2, double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, and then again a back post, so I kind of turn it towards me. I'm going to wrap around the first one like this. I'm going to complete a double crochet like this, and then I'm going to turn it again. I want to go around the side of the next double crochet like that from the back, and then I'm going to complete the double crochet stitch like this, and then I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, again work my back post double crochet, so I'm going to turn it towards me. I'm going to insert my hook around that double like that and pull a loop up, and then finish the double like that, and do that again, yarn over, go around the next double like this, bring the loop up, and then finish the double crochet like that, chain 2, double in the chain 2 space, chain 2, again work around those post stitches like that, like that, and then chain 2. Let me see what it says on the end here. Okay, so we are on, look how cool that looks in the back. Looks neat, because this is the wrong side now. Okay, so now it says double crochet, you end with a chain 2, which I did, and then it says to double crochet in the last stitch. So the last stitch again is that chain 3 turn. It was that turning chain, so I'm going to go in the 3rd chain of the turning chain and work a double crochet there. Isn't that neat? Okay, now that's the end of row 3, and now I chain 3 and turn, like this. Now I'm on the right side. And see how all those back posts made it all raised on this side. So now I chain 3, and I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to cross front post. I'm going to work a cross front post over the next 2 stitches is what the directions say. So I've got my chain 3 here, and I'm just going to go around this like this. I'm going to skip the first one and do a front post around this one. Then I'm going to go back and do a front post around the skip one, like that. Okay, so then I am going to see what my directions say now. Okay, that's right. Okay, so then it says to chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space and chain 2 twice. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and now you see where I had a chain 2 and double before. Now I'm just going to double in the chain 2 space like this, chain 2 again, and then do that again. Double in the chain 2 space and chain 2. So that's creating a little open web between the front post stitches. And now I'm going to do the cross front post stitch again. So I'm going to skip this one, do a front post around this one. Then I'm going to go back to my skipped one right here and work a front post like that. And then I'm going to chain 2, double in the chain 2 space twice, chain 2 again, double in the chain 2 space, chain 2, then I'm going to work a cross stitch over the cross stitch there. So there, and I go back to the skipped one like this. So then you chain 2 and you work a double in the chain 2 space, chain 2, you do that twice. Like that. And then now I'm going to work a cross stitch again. I'm going to skip this double and work a front post around this double. And then I'm going to go back to the skip double and work a front post around that one. Then chain 2, and then I'm creating the little web in between them, in between the cross stitches. This is giving it more width. It keeps increasing. So now I have 2 double crochets between my front post stitches. And then I skip the next post stitch and I post around that one and go back to the skip one and post around that one. There. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now it says to repeat from across, and it ends in a chain 2. No, it doesn't end in a chain 2. It doesn't end in a chain 2. So the repeat ends with your 2 post stitches there, your cross post stitch. And so you just double crochet in the top of your turning chain right there. And then you chain 3 and turn like this. And now for row 5, you back post again around the post stitches. So I'm going to go in the back here and I'm going to post stitch around these. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 2 and double crochet in the chain 2 space across to the next front post stitches. So now the pattern is going to have you double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2 all the way across to the post stitches. So now you notice on this row you had 1 double crochet with 2 chain 2 spaces. Now this one you have 2, now this one you have 3, so each one you're going to be adding a double crochet and a chain 2 space. So then you're going to do the back post around these back posts. And then you're going to chain 2, and the same thing, you're going to double crochet and chain 2 across to the next group of post stitches. Okay, then you're going to back post double crochet around the next 2 post stitches. And then same thing, chain 2, double crochet in the chain 2 space. And then now you're going to back post around the next 2 post stitches. Okay, looks pretty cool on this side. Okay, so then you double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2 across to the next set. Then chain 2 and then back post around the next 2 back post. And then double in the turning chain. So every row is a double crochet in the turning chain. That's the way it's been, and it's a chain 3 turn. Okay, so now look, so pretty. I like this. So now on row, let me see what row we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on row 6. So repeat rows 5 and 6. So that was row 5 that I just did, and that's going to be the repeat row where you just double crochet chain 2 across to the post stitches, and that's the wrong side row. And then this row is going to be a pattern row 2. So on this row you're on the right side, and all you're going to do is do the cross stitch on the right side, and then you do the back post double crochets when you're on the wrong side of the row. So you always know your right side because that's where these post stitches are most prominent on the outside. They create like this ridge, and you don't have that on the wrong side. So now your right side row, this is going to be the pattern row, is just you skip the first post stitch and you front post around the next post stitch, the second one. Then you go back to the first one and you cross over and work a front post double crochet around the skipped one. And then you chain 2, and then it just says in the directions to chain 2, double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2 across to the next post stitches. So you're going to double crochet in the chain 2 space and chain 2, and you'll notice now you're going to have 4 double crochets and 5 chain 2 spaces. It increases by 1 every row. So if that doesn't happen, then you need to go back and fix whatever went wrong. Okay, so now you see I had on the previous row I had 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches. Now on this one I'm going to have 4. So I'm going to have 4 in between each set of post stitches. So I skip one and I go in here, work a post stitch, and then I work a post stitch in my skipped post right there. Then same thing, chain 2, double in chain 2 space, chain 2 across. You know, now that just having these 2 pattern rows is nice because you can create this beautiful shawl once you get the hang of the pattern. You just have to remember those 2 rows. So I'm on the right side. Whenever you're on the right side, you're doing the cross front post stitch. And when you're on the wrong side, you're doing the back post stitches. So your right now I'm on row 6, and your two rows of edging are on rows 40 and 41. So I will have to be on the right side. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I want to show you how to do the edging next. Okay, this is my last. So those last 2 rows that I just showed you are the repeat rows. You know, instead of finding that 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3, you could just go into, wrap around it and go into it like I just did. Like, you could just go underneath this thing right here. It'll be fine. Or you could find the chain. And you may want to concentrate on chaining really loose so you don't have that problem like I just did. Okay, so those are the repeat rows, and you just keep repeating rows 5 and 6 16 times more, and then you repeat row 5 1 time. So then I'm going to set this up, and I'll come back and I'll show you how the edging is done right here. So I suggest ending with pattern row 38 so that you're on the right side. Because right here on my sample, I'm on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm in an even row. So you want to stop at an even row because there's 2 rows of edging, and I want you to land up with the last row on the right side. So this is the right side, and so let's say you stop at row 38 instead of 39. And now I'm going to show you what to do for the last 2 rows. So I'm going to change the pattern a little bit, and we'll have the changes listed in wherever this is posted. So I want you to do the next row similar to what you have been doing, but we're going to make a little bit of a change. So right here, you're on the wrong side row here, and you want to do 2 back post double crochets like you were doing on a wrong side row, like that. And then the next thing that's different is that you're going to chain 2 and work double crochet twice in each one of these chain 2 spaces. So you're going to chain 2 and double crochet and do that twice. 1, 2, and double in this one. So we need to get a ruffle going on here. So chain 2 and same thing, do it twice in the next chain 2 space. And chain 2, same thing in the next one. Oh, I don't know why I keep dropping my loops off. So it's creating a little bit of a ruffle here now. So you do that all the way across to your post stitches. And then chain 2. Okay, so if you look at this now, it's creating a ruffle because I've put 2 double crochet chain 2s in each one of the chain 2 spaces. And then I just back post around the next 2 post stitches like this, and then I chain 2 again and do the same thing. Oh, I'm not doing that. Do 2 in each one. You know, I do a lot of moving my thumb in all different places to stabilize my stitches. If you really go in slow motion, see, I put my thumb up here, then I'm up here to chain 2, and then I'm back down here. Just watch this, my thumb movement. Okay, back post stitches here. Okay, I do the double crochet chain 2 in each space. I'm just gonna hurry, and then it'll probably take me longer because I'm hurrying, so I can show you the last row. This will be like a mini shawl for maybe an American Girl doll or something. Okay, post stitches around the post stitches, the back post. You gotta do back post stitches. Okay, there's 1, there's 2, chain 2, okay, now my last post stitches are right here. And I just double in the last turning chain right there. Oh, I still don't have loose chains on the side. I try to do them a little bit tight because I don't like them to kind of get baggy on the sides. But I'm just going to go in the space. Okay, now on this you chain 1 and turn. It says 2 half double crochet in each stitch and 2 half double crochets in each space across. Alright, so now the stitches would be your double crochet in the end here, so half double crochet and half in the post stitches, and then 2 halves in each chain 1 space, and then go in your stitches and then 2 in your spaces. Okay, so you just keep doing this all the way across, and then this is what your shawl is going to look like. And really, you could do a little one like this and have it be for your granddaughter or your daughter's doll or something. A Barbie doll, this would be perfect for a Barbie doll. And then you could keep going for a few more rows and do a bigger one for American Girl doll. I think it's really cute. So anyway, that's how you make the Luna Moth shawl. And in the end, your border is going to look like this. And that's a nice project. I think it's beautiful. So this would be great to dress down with a pair of jeans, or even, I love this color too, or just, you know, or dress up. So this color was the Silver Fog, and then the other one was Petal Pink that I was using in my sample. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and the links to everything are listed below, and please subscribe to our channel. This. Draw through 2. Okay, so now I have 5 loops on my hook, and you yarn over and you go through all 5 just like that. So then, or something happens where you drop it, you don't want all your stitches to unravel. So for the next group, you skip that one.